Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Fridays with Friends. I'm Alicia Herwood, the Chief of Operations at Coast to Coast Legal Aid, and I am happy today to have members from the Broward County Walk to End Alzheimer's. And I have Allie Russo, Director of the Walk, Broward County Walk to End Alzheimer's, and Aaron Weiss, attorney at Legal Aid Service of Broward County, and volunteer and committee member of the Broward Walk to End Alzheimer's. So I thank you both for joining me today for Fridays with Friends. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
We're excited to be here. Thank you.
Very good. And we have this month on Coast to Coast on our Facebook page, we have dedicated the month to End Alzheimer's for World Alzheimer's Awareness Month. So this is really timely to fit all of this in. I'm going to start with you, Allie. If you could just tell us a little bit more about the walk.
Okay, so good afternoon, everybody. Like Alicia said, my name is Allie. I work with the Alzheimer's Association here at the Southeast Florida chapter. So excited to be here with you guys. We are here to talk about this year's Broward Walk to End Alzheimer's, but I did also want to mention that we do have other walks in other areas. So if you guys are interested in attending, we have one in Boca, we have one West Palm Beach, and we also have a Miami Walk. Now we're talking a little bit about the Broward Walk because Aaron is on our Broward Walk committee. So this year we'll talk a little further about the changes that are going to be taking place with Walk, but it's really a great event. It's an event for our Alzheimer's community. We raise funds for research and the programs and services that are provided out to the community. So we're excited about this year's teams and sponsors that are going to be participating in this year's event on November 21st.
Oh, and can you tell us a little more about some of the changes because of coronavirus?
Yeah, so unfortunately this year, because of COVID-19, we will not be meeting in person. So we won't have a big gathering like we have in the past, but we still want to make it an impactful event this year. We are going to have some virtual components to the event this year. So we still have our teams that are going to be fundraising for us. We still have several sponsors that are going to be a part of the event. But there is going to be what's called the main stage, which is going to be our virtual component. So on November 21st on Walk Morning, our participants will log into the main stage, and it's kind of like an interactive platform. So it will feel like you are at the event. You'll be able to click on different links, like to go visit like our national sponsor booth. You'll be able to find out more information about our association as well as our programs and services. We'll have information about some of our top fundraising teams, and we'll also have an opening ceremonies with our local 10, Christy Kruger from WPLG. She's actually recently has been affected by Alzheimer's because her dad unfortunately passed away. So she's a big supporter of ours. So we'll start with the opening ceremonies. Then we encourage our walkers and participants to go out in their community, whoever they feel safe with, to go out and to do the walk on their own. And then from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Nova Southeastern's campus, which is where we usually have our walk, we'll have our Promise Garden ceremony, which is going to be drive-by only. So we'll have it set up, and it's definitely going to be an impactful ceremony. It's part of our mission piece.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a lot. And it sounds still interactive for people that are going to participate the way you described it.
Definitely, definitely. Everybody will still be able to share their pictures. We're encouraging pictures and videos. We have our Broward Facebook page that we would love for you guys to upload all your pictures and share those on Walk Morning with us.
Oh, great. And I know you've talked about that the walk is really volunteer led and being a part of it. So I was going to ask Aaron about, the importance of the walk and why be involved with it.
Once again, thank you so much for having us here today. I'm really excited to be here. I actually first walked in 2011, shortly after my loved one had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. And I had an opportunity to do that walk with them. And now 9 years later, I feel so humbled and grateful to still be a part of the Alzheimer's Association and still participating with the Broward Walk, now as a committee member of the Walk Planning Committee. And because I have a personal connection to Alzheimer's disease, I've seen how devastating this can be for the individual who has Alzheimer's as well as their loved ones who participate in their care. And when you think about how widespread Alzheimer's disease is and how many people are impacted, it's just staggering when you look at some of the figures. there are more than 5 million Americans who are living with Alzheimer's disease, and approximately 16 million Americans provide unpaid care for people with Alzheimer's disease. I think I actually read somewhere recently that every 65 seconds, someone in the US develops Alzheimer's disease. So when you consider these numbers, and there's so much more to the story than just the numbers, but when you look at how many people are affected, you realize how important the walk is and how important the mission of the Alzheimer's Association is. I feel like the walk creates such an incredible community. And more importantly, it also helps promote awareness. These are such challenging times. And even without COVID, Alzheimer's is so challenging for persons who are diagnosed as well as their loved ones. And then you add on the complexities of COVID-19 and you realize how it's been a really hard year. And I think this walk and all of the different components and the fact that it's still going to be an interactive experience, it really engenders hope. And I'm so lucky to be a part of this, and I'm really looking forward to this year.
Yeah. And what you were saying about it is that, you know, it's the person who has Alzheimer's is one piece of it, but also the caregivers, you know, and the loss that kind of goes along with that. I think that's an important part to it that we recognize with it as well, for the people that are going through it with their family member and the difficulties that come with that. So I love when you speak about it, because you talk about how it connects you with the community and how it connects you, you know, with your loved ones and like that whole part of it. So I think that really that's such a special part of the walk, and everything that the Alzheimer's Association does. So I just, it's very special here for it. And I know Allie mentioned the date, but Erin, can you give us a reminder on the date for it?
Absolutely. The Broward Walk is happening this year on Saturday, November 21st.
Okay. And there's going to be a link for it. We can put in the comments for everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We can put a link in the comments. Allie, I don't know if you want me to do that or.
Yeah. But we can add it in. That's good.
Oh, you can add it? Okay.
Yeah.
And if you want to find out more information about the walk, perhaps other walks that may be closer to you, you can actually go to alz.org/walk. And they have all the information about the different events that are happening this year virtually. But one thing I really want to highlight, I know Allie mentioned it a little bit earlier in this conversation, one of the most iconic hallmarks of the Walk to End Alzheimer's is the Promise Garden. And it's so great that there's still an opportunity to have that. And you can actually see in Allie's background an example of a Promise Garden and all of the different flowers. Each flower, the color of each flower represents something. So a yellow flower represents an individual who is providing care for someone with Alzheimer's disease. The blue flower represents someone who has and is living with Alzheimer's disease. The purple flower represents someone who you've lost to Alzheimer's disease. And there's an orange flower, which represents being supportive of the cause. And there's also a white flower you see in the back of Allie. And that I was talking about the walk, really, I apologize for having you move. I was talking about the walk really being a hopeful experience for so many people affected by the disease. The white flower is indicative of the fact that the first survivor of Alzheimer's disease is hopefully out there. And that's why so many people, including myself, continue to walk and are just so grateful for everything that the Alzheimer's Association does.
And you said the Promise Garden is going to be at Nova this year?
Yes, so it will take place on their campus from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So we're encouraging everybody, after you get done walking, to drive over and visit the Promise Garden. Like I was saying, because of safety reasons, you have to stay in your car, but we're hoping to get to make it impactful and to get some of our participants out there.
Okay. And is there any type of kickoff event leading up to it before November?
Yes. So actually, I wanted to share with you guys, actually on September 22nd, in a few weeks, we have a community kickoff that's taking place. So if you want to find out more information about the association, about the walks, you're able to join that kickoff, and I can get that information over to Alicia and she'll be able to share that with you. But we are going to be talking about what we do, our programs and services, and then the walk as well. And we're, like I was telling you earlier, we have so many great programs and services, and I'm super grateful that my colleague Joe will actually be back on the 18th for Fridays with Friends, and he's going to be able to share our amazing support groups and programs and things like that that your dollars are funding. So thank you.
Okay, that's great. Yes, and all month long, again, we're doing different topics that relate to Alzheimer's for it. And yes, Joe's going to be with us on that date. So yeah, if you send it over, we'll be sure that we put that on our page to let people know about the kickoff event, and the same thing with the link for the walk as we get closer to it too. So Allie, I really appreciate you joining us today, taking the time out because I know you're busy. And same for you, Erin. I know you're very busy and taking your time to give us a few minutes today to join us and talk about this. And everyone who's watching, thank you for watching our Fridays with Friends. And be sure to check out the comments for the links that Allie and Erin referred to for it. So thank you, and we'll see you next week.